just got up like probably like 2 hours ago, I think. So I'm looking a little sleepy. But I still wanted to get on here and make this video because I feel like I've been getting a lot of knowledge, a lot of downloads, and the downloads just been going crazy. Not in a bad way, but just in a really good way because I've been having a lot of epiphanies and things from my past are starting to make more sense. So one thing that I want to come on here and talk about is being mindful and intentional about who you have in your life, who you allow in your space, who you vent to, who you're vulnerable with, and who you tell your personal stories and business to. Because it's very important because I got this download actually today, but it came from another person. So I was listening to something that they were talking about, and then I just got this download. So whenever I get downloads, it's literally like a little, like I think of it as an email, right? Because I'm very tech savvy, but I'm also very like communicative, and I also really like to write. So for me, my downloads, like I can imagine it coming through like somebody sending me an email, and I get an email, and the email explains what the download is about. So it's like when I get these downloads, they come through very quickly, and they just honestly they make sense because I feel it in my body first, and then it translates to words. Okay, so I'm gonna give you those words. Okay. So sometimes people will see you from afar. Okay, these people can be studying you for weeks, months, days, years, right? And sometimes the only reason why people do that is because they want to come into your life to take you down. Okay, and let me tell you the backstory of where this download actually came from. So there's one of my favorite social media influencers. Her name is Keita Rose, and she was talking about a story where these girls had accused her and one of her friends of sleeping with their baby daddies, and then when she confronted them, she realized that it was all a setup because they wanted to make her look bad. Because one of the girls was recording her, and they said, "We're going to show the world who you really are." So it was all like this setup, all this confusion. So with that being said, like people will put you in situations, like they will set you up in situations just to make you look bad. Like they'll set you up in situations just to confirm a bias that they already had about you. Okay, so I know it's probably not making sense all the way because this download is still so fresh, and Mercury just went into retrograde. So I'm sure some people may not really understand what this is about until after the retrograde. But it's really crazy how people will plan things. Like they'll plan things, come into your life and try to bring you down. So it's important to have discernment. It's important to know who you want in your life. Like it's okay to have standards. Like I used to be somebody who was just very accepting of people, like very like, oh, okay, this person is cool. But then I'll notice that we don't have anything in common. They're using me as their personal therapist. They're using me for free tarot readings. It's like people come into my life and treat me like this everlasting well. Like, and when I'm talking about a well, I'm talking about a wishing well, like with the water coming out. Like people put their pennies in and they get these things from me, but it's like I could never get those things back from them. So yeah, people can come into your life also just to use you. Some people come into your life to try to bring you down, but other people will come into your life to use you. So you have to be very mindful, because let me tell you something, the devil can disguise himself as an angel, right? And I don't like to gender God or the devil, but just for this case we are. So yeah, the devil is an entity that can appear to you as everything you want. Like people can come to you and like, let's say for example, you've been looking for a relationship for a long time, you're doing that healing work. Somebody will come around and they'll be everything you wanted, but then you notice that when you get into the relationship, you feel weird vibes and you don't know why. Pay attention to those vibes. When you meet a person and even though they're flattering you, they're charming, and you just feel like something isn't right, something isn't adding up, or their behaviors are not matching with their words, take that as a red flag. Take it as a sign, because people really will come with hidden agendas. Like no matter how much of an amazing person you are, a great person you are, a caring person, like people don't care about that. They're very selfish and will come in with these hidden motives. They'll try to set you up to make you look back, or they'll come in to use you for something that you have. Okay, so be mindful. Be very, very, very mindful. And with Mercury being in retrograde, you may experience people coming back from the past. So be mindful of that, because not everybody deserves your energy. Access to your energy is a privilege, okay? And I think a lot of people take that statement lightly. It is very true. Like We have to get out of that idea that we're being mean or we're being rude when we set boundaries with people. That's not being mean and being rude. That's protecting you. That's protecting your energy, because you need your energy to operate on this dimension. You need your energy. Like, your energy is your life force, you know? Just like when you eat food for energy, you rest for energy. You need your energy for you. And when people come around and drain you of that energy, you're not able to do the things you want to do. So having the wrong people in your life can be very detrimental, especially if you're not listening to your intuition. And I think, like, for me, I would experience situations like this where I didn't listen to my intuition because a person came to me with a sob story, right? So be careful of that too. Like, people will come to you about their childhood traumas and things they've been through, but the whole time it's literally to hook you, to use you, especially if they know you have a good heart, okay? Some people really will know you have a good heart and try to use you. But for others, it stems from jealousy. It stems from them wanting what you have. So a lot of people feel like, well, if I can't have it, nobody can. So if they can't have it, you can. So they'll try to come in, set up situations for you to make you look bad, or try to prove to everybody else that you're not who you say you are. And I've had people do that to me, so I can speak on these things. But honestly, it didn't bring me down. And for those of you who are listening, don't let it bring you down, but just watch. And honestly, give people trial runs. You know how you sign up for a subscription, let's say for like HBO Max or Netflix, and I don't think Netflix do that, but like, let's say you go to those websites where you can get a free subscription, right? And you get that 7-day free trial. You have to do that with people. Before you know how before you purchase something, you get the free trial, right? So before they can come into your life, you got to give them that trial run. You can't just accept people because you have something in common with them, or because they've been through the same traumas as you, or they have the same ideas as you, or whatever it may be. Like, you have to really look at a person, like, what fruit are they bearing? How do they treat other people? How do they talk about other people? Because it's really going to tell you all you need to know, okay? But yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because it's, life is worth living. And you'll have people that come into your life and do things to you like this, and it'll make you think, like, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. You're not doing nothing wrong. You just have to be mindful that there are predators in this world. We may want to look at the world as a beautiful place, but we also have to look at the world as duality. We have that yin and yang aspect. We have good and bad. We have good and evil. So you have to be protective of your light, but protective of your energy. And it's not being mean or selfish, okay? It's being self-loving. It's being self-preserving, because you need your energy for you. You need it to put into your gifts and your talents and your goals and your purpose, okay? But that's what I wanted to say. Even if it was a little jumbled, it's just something that, came to me today. This download came, so it's still a little fresh on my mind, but it's like something that, I'm learning, because I have a lot of 12th house energy. So, and I have Neptune in my 12th house and Venus in my 12th house. So I love people deeply, and I feel like, personally for me, people can come in and take advantage of that and then try to convince me that I did them wrong. So it's like, you also have those types of people too that come in to manipulate you, and then they try to find an exit strategy by setting up this scenario that you did something wrong to them when you didn't. So be so mindful, because people will have you confused about your purpose. They'll have you confused about who you really are because of their projections and their negativity and their evil eye. So yeah, be mindful of the people that you have in your life. You're worth it, okay? Sometimes you may not feel like that, but you're worth it. You're worth having good people in your life who respect you, who love you, who have integrity, who are accountable, who are honest, who don't have a hidden agenda, who simply just want to love you, okay? So be mindful, all right?